everybody, it's Rachel with Snapdoodle Toys. Are you looking for a fun, competitive, and hilarious game? Well, look no further. Today I'm going to be talking about Monikers, another one of my favorites. Monikers is best played with a large group of people. You start by splitting into teams and creating the deck that you're going to play with. So the game itself is just a giant deck of cards, and each card has a word or a phrase on it, and they vary in point value depending on the difficulty of the card. I'll get into gameplay in a little bit, but in short, you're going to be trying to guess what's on each card. Let me give you a few examples of some cards. This card is Rapunzel. It's worth 1 point. This card is a shy genie, and it's worth 3. Tony Hawk, 2 points. Now, in case you're a little hesitant about playing because you might not know what the cards are, don't worry, because each card has a nice description of what the card is. So if you get the card and you don't know what it is, you can just read the description. For example, if you don't know who Rapunzel is, we know that she is a character from a fairy tale who is imprisoned and she's got long hair. The card has more, but that's all you really need to know. So every player is handed a stack of cards like this, and then you're going to be picking a certain number, and they're going to become part of the play deck. And so as a group, you can decide, how many cards is everyone looking at first, and how many are they picking to be in the game. I believe the game gives you instructions with suggestions of how many to pick depending on how many players you have, but once you're comfortable, it's great because you can adjust how many cards everyone picks to add to the deck. And this can help decrease the amount of time you're playing or increase it. One personal tip I have for you if you're playing this game, when you're picking cards to add to the deck, if you're picking a card with the phrase, make sure that it's something you can remember, because otherwise during the rounds, which I'll explain in a second, if people can just never guess the card and they find out it's yours and that you also couldn't guess the card, you might get a little berated. Let me give you an example. This card, it's 4 points. And it says, the girl who interrupted her dad's BBC interview. So that's a lot of words. And in my family, we play kind of an expert mode, where if you pick a card with a phrase, in order to get the card, take the point, you get it for your team, you have to say all the words in the exact order they are on the card. And well, that was a hard phrase. There are much harder ones in here. So just be aware the cards you pick, you should be able to remember them. Now you're probably wondering how to actually play the game, so let's get into it. The game is played in 3 rounds. And like I said, you're playing with the deck that everybody picked cards and put into it. So you're going to take turns kind of going back and forth between however many teams you're playing with, and each team gets 60 seconds per turn. They will have one person giving clues, and the rest of the team will be trying to guess the cards. So the first round is you're trying to get them to say the word or the phrase, and you can say anything you want except for any words that are on the card in the bold print. Then, the next round, you have to get your team to guess the word or the phrase, but you only get to say 1 word per card. You can see how this gets pretty difficult, and especially why it's important to listen to all the teams and all the turns in the first round, because you've only seen a few of the cards in the deck that you put in. And the final round, my favorite round, is charades. Be aware, you will embarrass yourself playing this game, and things can get heated and rather loud. So I've learned that it is important to set some ground rules. For example, no hand gestures in the first 2 rounds. Charades is last. Second, no rhyming words. I don't care what anybody says. That's cheating. "17. No giving hints to the other team. It doesn't matter if your partner, your significant other, your brother, your sister's on the other team. Don't give them clues. Anyways, the game is actually very fun. Don't listen to all the ground rules. It's house rules. It's whatever you want. But definitely check out this game. And once you make it through all the cards, there are tons of expansion packs too. Be sure to like and subscribe.